Okay, and welcome back, U.S. Virgin Islands online chess and tutorials, instructionals, videos presented by myself to you guys in the Virgin Islands international chess community. And we have been gone for a long time. There has just been so much going on. I don't even know where to begin with the work and the drama, rather. Whoever thought that chess would be... well, we don't want to get into the political stuff, guys. We want to be positive. We want to talk about current events and things that are happening today in our chess culture and our international Olympiad, the advent of the Olympiad, guys. So we have a national team right now that's in India right now as we speak. Round 4 was just played today, and we had some great results. We've been having better results as the tournament's been going on. By the way, it's been going on for 4 days now. So I checked the results. You guys can also check the results online. Visit chessresults.com, click on ISV, and look under the Chess Olympiad 2022, and you will see our games with our team members, right? Michael, Justin, Connor, Nyan, and David. Congratulations, guys, for making it and getting results. Justin got a nice win. He was the first player on our national team in the campaign to win a round. He defeated a Togan player, a player from Togo, West Africa. And then in the following round, Connor scored a win against a FIDE master, rated just below 2,000 ELO in classical time format. So very serious game. I think Connor showed up to play today, guys. Today's August 1st. We got a result against I think we got defeated in the round against San Marino. But, I mean, that's a big win for us, guys. To defeat their strongest player on board 1 with our guy, Connor, is really nice. Okay? That is something to be... That's almost like winning a medal in itself, right? I mean, I'm not sure if this is Connor's first Olympiad. It might be his first Olympiad, but that must be an amazing feeling, right? To be on the first board, play the toughest guy from the country, right? And you end up getting a result against him. I mean, that must feel really good. I mean, I feel good just talking about it right now, and I'm not even there. And this is just, again, a wonderful achievement. So keep it up, guys. We're there in spirit, all of us at the Federation, and you guys are doing an excellent job. Just the fact that you guys are there playing and working hard just says a lot about what we've been doing and how much of an emphasis we've been putting on training. The 5 FIDE tournaments that we've had put on into the Chess Virgin Islands Federation. We have put on so many tournaments within the course of about 6 months. Today we're going to look at a game, guys, from one of these tournaments, and this game was one of my personal games, as I share on the channel with everyone in the group. This game, I went over in class one day, and there were only a few students there, but I wanted to go over this game so that everyone can see it online. Guys, stay tuned on Saturdays. Also, I know we're kind of coming at you guys with a lot right now, but we're going to have Saturdays Zoom meeting. We'll go over instructionals online. Since I'm still injured, guys, I had a road biking accident a few weeks ago, so I got severely injured. So I'm just taking a little time to recover. But in the meantime, however, let's get this game in. This was a game from the Spring Festival, our last tournament that we had, the 5th or 6th tournament of the year, or since last December, let's just say in the past 6 months or so. This game was played by myself and Justin, guys, and in this game I had the white pieces and Justin had the black pieces. Now, Justin is a strong player, right? He already got a win at the Olympiad, which is amazing. And Justin and I have seen each other in FIDE-rated tournaments now 3 times. I have been allotted the white pieces every time, which is strange. It's unlikely that that's the case. However, him and I typically play the same line, guys, and it goes like this. E4, C5, right Sicilian defense. So let's just get right into this game now, guys. This was 1 hour plus no time increment, just 1 hour, classical game. And I forget what round this was, maybe round 5 or something like this. So the Sicilian, guys, is an important game to always look at, and this features the Sicilian defense. I think it's important to show the Sicilian defense because the Sicilian defense is such a technical opening, and it can become very tricky you have to be really strong with black, right? You have to find some sort of surprise. Let's get further into this, guys, and talk about what we had to face off against each other with, what we had prepared in this game against each other. So going for d6, Kasparov's defense, going for the Bodler Sicilian, bishop to c4. And I had this all planned out in my preparation. Not the Nezhmadinov line, guys, with bishop to b5, just bishop to c4. See, the Fritz engine says that this is actually more accurate. I think more engines now are looking more at this Bodler Sicilian with bishop to c4. And I think it's getting good results for white. That might be one of the reasons why the engine likes it. So knight f6, continuing with the book move, right? d3, another book move. g6, accelerated dragon, right, guys? So as soon as g6 gets played on the board, typically in these Sicilian lines, it's a dragon variation or a hyper accelerated dragon, depending on how early you push that g6 pawn. White castles. And in this position, bishop to g7, now fianchettoing the dark squared bishop. Excellent. Knight to c3, short castles, played from Justin. And knight to d5. Well, knight to d5 is just kind of a semi-bluff. I'm not really planning on taking here on f6, guys. It's more just like, well, I'm just bringing my knight up the board. And, you know, him and I have played against each other so many times. Well, not so many times, but we played enough chess with each other to know each other's styles and to know when we're, you know, sort of semi-bluffing, not telling the truth about what we're doing. Well, actually, guys, in this position, it says that the best move is just to capture here. If you're black, if you're conducting team black at this point and you're in this position, it's best to just capture on d5. So knight d5. One line would go like this. Knight d5, right? Bishop d5. Okay. So after knight to d5, just continuing development, knight to c6. Well played, a3, a6, now kind of going for almost a symmetrical position, but not really because it's a Sicilian defense, and the Sicilian defense is never really that symmetrical. b5 attacking the bishop here on c4, guys. So, okay, where's the bishop to go? It says the best move is just to b3, but I went all the way back to a2 in this position, right? Knight to d7, so now Justin is looking to reroute his knight, and c3. Slow playing this. c3 is actually one of the strongest moves, I think. Yeah, I think c3 is good here. I think this is part of like a main line. Now knight from d to e5. Okay, so this is what Justin wanted. He wanted to reroute that knight and maybe cause some problems here on the king side now for me. This is all very early sort of knight maneuvering, by the way, by both of us. We know each other well enough. He knows me well enough with white in the Sicilian. Justin's already beat me once with black in the Sicilian in a very long, instructive game that took so long. And he finished with 3 pawns up in the end game, queening with a rook for each team on the board. And that was a pretty devastating, well, convincing loss to say the least in that game. That was in a previous FIDE tournament, right? Knight from d to e5. And bishop to f4, now played by myself. Bishop to g4. Okay, so all the pieces are now developed for both sides. And guys, I will tell you that bishop to g4 is a real puzzle, right? So black is making a lot of threats in this position. Not only is black making a lot of threats, but there are also a lot of tactical sequences here in the center of the board with the pawns. This knight, it says the best move here is just to take on e5, bishop to g4. Well, instead, guys, of knight to e5, I went bishop to e5, okay? And this may or may not be a mistake. I had to try something. I had to go for something that he wouldn't expect, right, guys? Chess is a game of, you know, what not to expect, what to expect, right? Sometimes you got to take with different pieces and you got to try different things, even in a game that means a lot to you, right? You're playing your best friend, you're playing like a nemesis or an arch rival or whatever the case. You know, you have to try new things, even in games that count where, you know, you try to play real solid and you try to be like real tough and you try to make sure that no matter what happens, you still, you know, have coverage in your game or whatever, guys. But in this position, yeah, take it back previously, knight e5 is best. Okay, so we can all agree that bishop takes e5 was not best, but I had to try and mix something up a little bit, giving up the dark squared bishop for some sort of tricks if they're there. I was just kind of hoping for the best after this in the position. Now, knight captures on e5, best move, and knight to e3. Now just going after the g4 bishop, saying, well, are you going to take or are you going to drop back? Well, Justin played the best move in the position, guys, and that's bishop to h5. Yes, the engine says h5 is best. And, wait, after knight e3, oh, so so we both missed it. The line goes like this, guys, knight e3, and this was played in the game. Knight takes f3 check, g takes f3, and the best move still again is bishop to h5. So you get a similar result, just white has double pawns there on the f-file now, okay? Okay, bishop to h5, and now we have knight to g4. Knight to g4 is the best move. Well, I think it's the strongest move because it keeps this whole diagonal safe. You can't push f5 yet because I'll just start making progress there with the e-pawn. Well, you can't push because, right, we still got that bishop on that a2 diagonal, right? Okay, so knight to g4, got it, and queen to d7. Okay, so now we're entering the middle game, h3. King h8 played by Justin here, and I think king h8 is really important here, guys. I'm not sure, maybe he wanted to get some sort of activity on the g file. I don't know exactly what the point was behind king h8, but I think it's still an important move the more I look into it. And as a response, guys, I just played king to h2. I don't want to be caught on that white diagonal anymore with that bishop, and the queen's also coming in too. So there's a lot of threats here for black, right, guys? Everything coming in here. Rooks are about to come in, right? So I want to get to a square where I'm not on the back rank and I'm also on a dark diagonal, so to speak, right? Now f5. Well, originally the computer really liked f5, and then it had a moment to think, and it said that f5 is not the best move, right? But it was played anyway. So this is the critical position of the game. Imagine, guys, at move 18, we wanted to play a very short Sicilian. We had daggers for each other in this game, and we didn't want to play too much chess. We just wanted to get to the point, play very direct, and sometimes this is actually what happens in chess, guys, at many levels, even the highest level when guys play against each other or girls play against each other, and they decide that they really want to show their opponent, or their opponent wants to show them how to get things done in a quick fashion without playing too much chess. Right, and for a classical game too, in some cases that's also the point. But instead, guys, knight to f5, and the best move if you guys had white in this position, yes, is just either a really good move or a really bad move. E takes on f5. Now in this position, guys, you have to take with the g pawn. Okay, you absolutely have to take with the g pawn. And my whole thing after this was, well, okay, if he plays g captures, then I get the best move, which is knight to e3. Right, and you're not encouraged to push here on f5, right? And I think white still has a pretty decent position. I think the rook someday, I think the rook is getting to g1, and I think good things are happening. Right now, white is just clearly doing better in this position, right? So you have to take, after e captures f5, you have to take with the g pawn, guys. In this position, Justin captured with the rook. And guys, in this position, can you find the best move for white in this position? We're almost 15 minutes in here, almost done with this video, because the end game is, you know, it's pretty clear cut. This is the critical moment after rook takes f5. Guys, if you're chess players, any level, beginner, intermediate, advanced, or master level, guys, find the best move for white in this position after you get a couple seconds from your instructor, your host, your operator. Bang, if you guys found bishop to e6. That is the move to play. So that bishop on a2 was doing a wonderful job, I guess, after all the chops happened in the center. Guys, queen to c8, bishop to d5, and after queen goes back, bishop takes, queen takes, and rook to e3. Okay? So, in this position, Justin played d5. Right now, let's just go through the moves. White is up in exchange, and I think there maybe is still some things to fight for here in this position. I still think there's a lot of pressure. Like, let's just say I play a random move. Let's just say I play like d4. I still think there's a lot of things that could happen here, right? I still think black has some chances there on the king side, guys, okay? So he played rook f3, d5 was played, and after d5 is queen to e2, which is probably the best move, guys. d4, let's go through the moves now. Rook captures on e7. g5 played by Justin. queen to e4, which is a very questionable move. The engine doesn't like queen to e4 at all. Queen to f8, which is the best move, Justin played. And now c takes on d4. Rook takes on f3, and queen to e5 check. Wait, okay, so rook, I'm looking at the notation here, guys. Rook takes on f3, queen to e5 check. Well, I seem to have messed up the notation a little bit, because it says after queen to e5 check, I'm still in good shape. I'm not sure how this dark squared bishop for Team Black ended up there. I don't think it was supposed to be there. Bishop takes e5. Okay, so let's try to bring this back again and go over what happened in the game. Rook to e3, d5, queen to e2, d4, rook takes e7, and g5, queen to e4, queen to f8, c takes on d4, and rook takes on f3, queen to e5 check. So this is the instance with the dark squared bishop. I'm not sure where I messed this up here, guys. But anyway, that endgame ended up in a win for white pretty clearly. Let's go back to the critical moment of this game, the moment that sort of counted. So yeah, guys, some really early knight maneuvers in this game, by the way, by Justin. He really did a phenomenal job maneuvering these knights. I think I was a little weaker in the opening, again, for the second or third time. c3 slope playing it, knight e5. Well, of course, it's just best to capture. And then after bishop captures, which is best, right? Then you can play f4, right? Bishop h8. Continue playing, right? That would give white a pawn, okay? All right, guys, so thanks for coming back, by the way. It's been really nice doing this video. I have gotten so much out of just, you know, coming back and saying hello to everyone and giving a little bit of instruction, and also talking about all the exciting things that are happening in India with our international team, guys. Thank you so much for participating and watching. Much more to come in the future, guys, with US Virgin Islands International Chess. If you are new to the channel, and let's say you do not live in St. Croix and you do not regularly attend Virgin Islands Chess Federation's meetings, like, comment, or subscribe, and look on the website. Check out our website, and much more to come from myself in the future, as I have a lot of chess games to show, my own personal games online, to try to understand the developments and modernizations of modern chess, guys, in the 21st century. So let's go, guys. Everyone take care. See everyone on the other side. And as always, good luck with your chess end over the board. Take care, and bye-bye for now.